Do you know the difference between a dry contact or a wet contact? In this case, a triac? If not, maybe this video will help explain the differences. So, depending on the manufacturer, in the case of ASI, their 9540s come with a Form A relay dry contact. Their VAV controllers have triac outputs. So, if we go look at one, this is just a rudimentary diagram of it, so I can explain the differences. So, first, we're going to go over a binary output dry contact. We have a control transformer over here. We want to power the board. That way, the board can do its thing. So, we have this hot and common. Inside this board, once it's programmed, it's going to pull in this R1 coil, which then pulls in this R1 contact. If nothing's hooked to this BO-01A or BO-01B, all it does is close a contact. There's no voltage sitting there. So in order for this to do anything, you have to get 24 volts over there. So we take power over to BO-01A. Then on the output, we're wiring in a fan start stop relay, and we got to go back to common on that. So now, when the program pulls in this R1 coil, we have 24 volts sitting here. This switch shuts. It then goes through here, out through that coil, and back to common. And that enable relay will be enabled. A triac is different. I've seen it on ASI and on train boards. They'll have a triac and they'll put that on the neutral side or the common side. So we have our 24 volts. We're powering the board right here. We have 24 volts hot, 24 volts common. Somewhere inside the board, whether it's a ribbon, in this case, this is probably a trace that comes over that feeds this 24 volt AC right here. And then we have this BO1. So all we have to do is just wire through that coil back to BO1. And then this triac is on the common side. And then once the program in the board fires this gate right here, then this triac will then let the electricity through and this relay will pull in. What's tricky about these, one thing you got to keep in mind is that if you're checking this to ground, so whether you do it here or here, you're going to see 24 volts if that triac isn't engaged, if it's not energized. So this is basically sitting there hot the whole time until this common gets closed. It's like breaking the neutral. Once that closes, that coil can energize. Then you'll have your voltage drop across it like a normal one. And then your fan start stop relay will pull in.